beneath the deep ocean where light is but a faint blur drifting through vast blue silence. Where life hides within the stillness. A translucent being, like a teardrop, floats aimlessly along the endless currents. That is the jellyfish. A creature without bones. Without a heart. Without a brain, and yet it carries within its fragile form a life cycle so strange. So surreal. It seems to defy the laws of life and death. We often see jellyfish as glass bells rising and falling with the rhythm of the sea. Their tentacles swaying like water's own ballet. But behind that fragile beauty is a sequence of metamorphoses. Beginning from something nearly invisible, a single egg. Floating freely in the ocean's womb. This tiny egg waits to be fertilized. And when it is, the story begins. From that microscopic sphere emerges a creature called the planula, an oval-shaped larva, covered in fine cilia that flutter constantly, propelling it gently through the water like a whisper seeking a place to rest. The planula roams, drifting among shadows, searching for something solid, an anchor amidst the vastness. A rock, a piece of coral, a shard of sunken wood, anything stable enough to bear witness to its transformation. And when it finds that place, it stops. Forever. The little traveler gives up its freedom of movement and begins its next life. No longer a wanderer. It becomes a polyp, a creature rooted to its home like a tiny sea blossom. From this moment on, the polyp does not move. Instead, it grows patiently, extending slender tentacles upward into the current to catch drifting particles of plankton, its sustenance. Its world. In this static form, the polyp can live for months, even years. It may replicate itself, sprouting new polyps in a slow, silent colonization of the surface it clings to. And then, when the temperature rises, when conditions are just right, it begins the most magical phase of its journey, strobilation, the process of self-fragmentation. The polyp's body begins to segment, stacking itself into layers like porcelain plates. Each layer, a promise of new life. These discs eventually peel away from the base, one by one, and fall into the sea, each becoming an ephira, a young jellyfish. Not yet graceful but full of energy. They resemble little underwater stars, awkward, shimmering, trembling with possibility. The ephira grows. Its body spreads outward, forming the iconic bell shape. Its tentacles elongate, swaying with increasing elegance. Eventually, it reaches full maturity, entering the stage known as Medusa, the jellyfish we recognize. A creature suspended in liquid light, carried not by muscle or will, but by surrender, to the tides, to the moon, to time. Some jellyfish sting, their tentacles laced with venom for hunting or protection. Others are harmless, content to simply drift. But all of them, regardless of their nature, share a singular purpose, to reproduce. Males release sperm into the water. Females release eggs. Fertilization takes place not through contact but through the vast, indifferent sea. From there, the cycle begins anew. But there is more. Among them exists a species so extraordinary. It has forced science to reconsider what life means, the Turritopsis stonii, the immortal jellyfish. This creature, when faced with starvation, damage, or even the brink of death, does not die. Instead, it reverses its life cycle. From an adult Medusa, it collapses inward, shrinking back into the form of a polyp, its own origin. Time, for it, is not linear but circular. There are no flames, no signs, no cries, just a silent regression, a transformation that defies nature. From polyp, it can again produce ephira, again grow into Medusa, and again, when needed, rewind the clock. An infinite loop, a reincarnation with no mysticism. A resurrection without prayer. Scientists still don't fully understand the mechanism behind this biological miracle. But to many, the jellyfish has become more than a marine invertebrate. It is a symbol, a riddle sent from the abyss. a gentle challenger to our ideas about beginnings and endings, about time and finality.